Okay. Alright, I think we might be in the green. Okay, you can follow along on YouTube if you like, or at least for the chat. I would pause the video if you do have slow internet. Let's see what's going on here. Wrong window. Alright, so far so good. Chat has popped out. Sounds naughty. That's how we do it. Okay, and let's close that up. Open up. You guys, the gray box, and myself. There we go. We're looking good. Okay. Let's stop that music. Narrating the whole process. Alright, greetings, monster... Wait, is everything looking good here? Yeah, greetings, monster lovers. I'm Monster Master Arthur, and welcome to the Monstercast, brought to you by World of Monsters. And here I present to you, as always, the voices of the Monsterhood. We have Dande in the text. Hello there, Dande. Good to have ya. Wave back to you. We have Darth Phonics. Welcome back, Darth Phonics. Awesome to see you in the text. We have Dio. Holy Dio. Dio, do we hear your voice today?
Yeah, you do.
Excellent, and you sound great. How the hell are you, Dio?
Well, I'm fine.
Okay, alright, he's fine. Okay. And JMPF over probably in text again. Welcome back, JMPF. And hey, Darth Phonics. And we have Kabukuras. Kabukuras. How are you, Kabukuras? Or Pro. And then we have C joining us in voice as well. Welcome, C.
Hello.
And other than being a little tired, how are you otherwise?
I am excellent.
Excellent.
I am primarily tired though, so I might not be as active today.
Gotcha. Maybe I'll let you go or we'll get you started first. Start the discussion from your end so you can retreat early.
Well,
If it sounds good to you.
alright, it's just that most hated monsters is a really strange topic for me.
It is
because,
a hard
you
one.
know,
It is a hard one.
it's not exactly easy to find a monster that is universally hated.
And that's
I mean, I have been disproven towards that, but it's not easy to find a monster that is,
and that's why you are here, Z. That's perfect. That's a beautiful start, because I absolutely agree with you. I hope the other guys can join us. I see quite a few people are on, actually, in Discord. I hope they find their way here.
I should tag Chris.
Yeah, even Mort jumps around. Your buddy. Yeah, a few people, and Bog and all these canines around. Cool. If you guys can somehow signal them here, I know Dande already called everybody out.
Z, I think Chris can join. He said it. He's on a friend's birthday.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The worst kind of monster. The ones that adopt our friends. Like ponies. Ponies are the worst creatures of all kinds.
Well, then My Little Pony you can consider monsters if you don't like those.
Yes! But
Okay.
they're not Godzilla monsters. And I will not hear anything towards why they should be included anywhere else.
So, today's topic is most disliked. We just use the word hate because it's a strong and catchy word, but most disliked. So that means not necessarily that you hate it, it's just the one that you least like. Okay? If you guys want to look at it that way. For me, it's like C, it's tricky because like animals. I think it's even harder for me with animals because if somebody says with animals, what animal do you really hate or dislike? I don't really have a feeling for that other than maybe humanity and what it's done and certain angles of it if you want to go that way. But as far as animals, I don't really have a hated one because they all have a purpose. They all have a certain purpose, down to the mosquito and slug, up to the giraffe and, elephant. So I never really saw it that way. And with monsters, I feel a little similar, although monsters are human created often. Or
Sorry I'm late, guys.
no problem.
No problem.
Welcome,
We just
Gargamel.
started.
I'm just introducing
Yeah, what's
the
today's
topic.
subject?
Today's subject is most disliked Godzilla monsters or kaijus. So most disliked or even hated if you have one. So
Well, if we are going to go by the fact that we can just call it very disliked, I would
Yeah.
like to nominate Kumonga, the giant spider, for obvious reasons.
yes. All right, we got a good start here, and it's a little bit animal related too, as I was.
It's a fucking giant spider. Those
Say.
creatures are not animals. Those are insectoids, and they deserve all to be murdered brutally.
C has a problem with spiders.
Insects or animals?
Yes.
No.
Indeed,
I
they
They
are.
have,
agree.
they have all these features that would make them an animal. They have the right type of cells. They don't have cell walls. They have a digestive system. They're multicellular.
Correct.
They have some kind of brain, or at least some kind of that gives them some kind of thinking power. They move around.
Do you have to say everything that spider does? Because I don't think that spiders are supposed to be alive. Spiders
okay,
are
so let's
hideous
start with
creatures
that.
that deserves death.
As I
mean,
said,
I can accept spiders as a living creature in this world, but I certainly do not like them.
there we go. He accepts them. He doesn't like them, and that's a fair ground to be on today.
Because fucking giant
So let's get
spiders.
started with that. So, like I said, from my angle, with animals, it's hard to say anything I would hate. I would dislike certain things, but not necessarily hate. With monsters, maybe it's a little easier because they are human created, and there are some, bad designs or annoying kind of creations, or just not thought out designs or creations. So anyway, let's go with C there, and let's talk about. Go ahead, C.
I mentioned Kumonga. Kumonga is a giant fucking spider. I don't like spiders. Spiders are ginormous. I don't like them.
That's it. Okay, so you said why? Because today, okay, when you introduce your topic, you're gonna say which monster it is and why do you dislike it or hate it so much. So C's is pretty straightforward. It's a giant spider for the most
I
part,
don't like spiders. Spiders are just.
and he doesn't
Yes.
like spiders. And if we're gonna have to
I mean-
eventually,
I mean, there is a fine line between when a spider is too big to be intimidating, because then it becomes a question if you can outrun it or it simply won't notice you. But until it gets that big, it's still a threat.
right. Now, what abilities did Kamunga have? Does he have? Was it just a spider, or did it have some weird spitting abilities? Did it have anything like that? Do you guys remember?
I think it had some kind of string ability.
I wish John was around too. He knows all these Godzilla movies. He could tell us which one. Some kind of string ability. I think it shot poison or something. Yeah, I remember. I think it shot something. Almost every monster
one
does.
part where Godzilla latches onto the string that it's trying to string around Godzilla and just swings it around like it was a yo-yo. Not a yo-yo, it's like a ball of some kind.
Nice. What a scene. Kamunga. Tell me, C, what is the earliest... We're going to go a little deeper with C today just because, why not? But also because we have a little less people today, so we can do that. C, tell me your first experience or memory with a spider that you have.
Oh boy, I don't know. It is more like a reflex. It's just like every time you see it, you should squash it. It's an intruder upon your territory. It's a defilement of the nature's law. Okay, maybe not, but it's more along the lines of you know, a big, evil thing that just shouldn't exist. It's just like everything in my brain just yells, no, don't die, and usually tries to kill it for obvious reason.
I think I found the image one of you mentioned, or I think you did see. Godzilla pulling it by some kind of string or webbing.
Yeah. Shut up.
Okay, so you don't have anything particular or traumatic that you remember. Are there particular, because I know my best friend has a big phobia for spiders as well, actually. Is there a specific type of spider? Like he's not that afraid of tarantulas as he is just big, regular, hairy spiders, like wolf spiders. Do you have a particular look to them?
I mean, if I should choose between all of those 8-legged freaks, I probably would choose amongst those that are... Oh god, is that Venom Godzilla? That's Venom Godzilla. I mean, Venom is a parasite. I can survive that.
Yeah. All right,
Now,
so what were you saying?
No, you see the thing about... No, you see the thing about a spider. It's not about the size, the form, or... It's more along the lines of it exists. It is about as likely. I mean, if it's a small spider, the typical kind you'll find in your household, and, all that, you probably should, just clean out every single corner of your room and just make sure that nothing remains alive. And you can squash it, because they're small enough to do that. You can step on them. I mean, when they get so big that, you'll have to get an object to squash them with, just in case they will bite you and, bad things. Or they have a giant... you might need a big object that's a very big, blunt... Very big, very heavy. Maybe not too heavy, but just heavy enough to swing it and accurate, so you can just hit the creature and murder it.
Okay.
I mean, in Kumanga's case, I think you're going to need something much larger than, my walking stick I'm using to hit things with.
If you were a soldier sent out to battle against Kumango, you were given a weapon, a gun, would you be able to stand in enemy lines?
Well, that is where Kumanga lies in the category of being too big to notice. I mean, no, not too big to notice me. Meaning that unless I do anything with it, it's not going to notice me. But it is going to step on my house, so I probably would try to destroy it.
Sure. Okay. I think the last couple episodes of these, I recommended you guys check out The Fly. And particularly the original, the black and white, The Fly, the oldest one. Especially for you, well, not especially for you, but I think especially for you, it would be scary. Especially if you were, half your age. Because the scene at the end of the movie...
I don't think it would be old enough if it was 11-year-old.
Yay, John's here. Welcome, John.
50s horror movies, they were really toned down compared to anything they have today, because things were so censored back then. And it's, there was a period like in the early days of Hollywood where it was somewhat not as censored, but even then it was pretty censored. Like they wouldn't let you show stuff that they would, easily could get away with today.
Right. Right, and hence they had to resort to other means of scaring the viewer too, which was interesting when you watch these older movies.
Yeah, like like a lot of it, they make you use your imagination.
Yeah,
which can be kind of scary too. Speaking of scary thing, Z, take a look at what I just posted. In actually, I think it was a courtyard. I should have posted in the. I should have posted it in the main voice text chat.
Oh, it's a veggie spider. I would squash it. Yes.
It's a spider that's vegetarian. It's bizarre. It's an unusual species. It's the only known herbivorous spider that we know of.
Yes, I would still squash it. It's a spider.
Where did you post that, Gargamel?
In the courtyard.
In the courtyard. Okay. Let me check that out.
I should have posted in the main text chat. But I posted in the courtyard instead. Should I repost in the main text chat?
It's all good. I'm gonna put it to the side anyway. I want to read about that because that is fascinating. I think you might have mentioned that before, but that's like almost unbelievable. That I'm gonna have to read about that. That's very interesting. Thanks for sharing that,
Yeah.
Gargamel. Cool. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Because so what happened in that movie? Well, it doesn't matter what happened in the movie. The point is, can you imagine being stuck on a web, just large, round, the usual webs that you see, the stereotypical type of web, not like a cobweb, but a stereotypical web, and you're stuck on it, and you see this spider approaching you much larger than you. Usually they do it quick, so you wouldn't really think about it, but just imagine seeing from that position and struggling to get out and struggling for help. It's a pretty terrifying experience. You know, it's comparable to being in the water and being attacked by a shark because you're kind of stranded. You're in their environment, and that just adds to the fear of it too. Sorry, see, not planning to cause you any nightmares, but yeah, the whole arachnophobia phenomenon, if we can call it that, is you know, it's interesting. It's fascinating because so many people have it more for spiders than any other type of arachnid or insectoid. So, again, interesting. C, do you have any overlapping phobia toward, let's say, octopi or octopuses?
Oh, I actually like octopi. Octopi are actually really nice. They have those, they're soft. They're squishy. They are really,
yeah, soft.
they're just not the same. I mean, when was
Yeah.
last time you heard about, an octopi killing people?
Although
I
it
mean,
does
when an
have a
octopus
beak.
kills a person, it's awesome. But when a spider kills people, it's terrifying.
That newsprint.
Awesome whenever an animal, attacks someone and kills them. That's pretty much always the stuff of horror movies.
How
Yes.
about scorpions for you, see?
I mean, scorpions are just, a lobster with a sting tail.
Okay, so you see them a little bit more like crustaceans.
I mean, crustaceans are different. It's just like I've killed enough crabs to have ignored my fear towards those.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I'll ever kill enough spiders to ever lose my fear completely.
Fascinating. Okay. Alrighty. Well, the sea has spoken. He didn't say anything to pull on anybody's heartstrings, so we didn't need to start the harp just yet. But the day is early and the night is young. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to the next person. Kabakuras or a pro would like to go next in the text chat. Let's give him a chance to explain himself on his most disliked or hated. Is it going to be hated or just the least liked? Pro, what do you think? Let's find out. EDF, Mother Earth from alien attack. Fishes, China, sex. Absolutely despised. All right, now we're talking. See, I think you should go out, catch a little spider, put it in a jar, poke some holes in it, and feed it crickets and just observe its behavior and learn from it. The spider has much to teach you. How about that? No reply. I know he heard me. Everybody else did, right? Anybody hear me? Hello? Okay, Dante hears me. Apparently nobody wants to reply in voice, though. That was awkward.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can. Okay. Did you hear what I said about what you should do?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't hear you too.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, so that's the part that cut out. See, I was just saying, I think you should get a jar, go out, find a little spider, catch it, poke some holes in the jar, feed it crickets, and just observe it and learn from it. The spider has much to teach you. What do you think of that?
Yeah. I would rather just step on it.
Ah,
Well, the point is, it is a fear that you should try to get over because, it does have some merit, especially in a place like Australia. There's like
I'm not going to Australia unless I have a hazardous environment suit.
But there are, it's not most spider species. I don't think are that dangerous. They usually don't, go around just attacking people.
absolutely. As most animals don't.
Especially the one that I linked to the story about. That particular one, just eats plants
Yep.
for the most part.
That is interesting, yep. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Australia is overrated as this dangerous place. Florida is almost on par with it, so are places in Africa. But once somebody says something, everybody just jumps on the ride and agrees. So it's just silly when people say, oh, Australia is so scary with all these animals. Don't you guys realize that say these things, how much of the earth we are in control of now and have destroyed, and, well, just how we've adapted in our clothes that we don't have
when
to
we have
worry
taken
that
over
much.
the oceans, I can
I
finally.
don't want to do politics, but I'd be more afraid here in the United States, with all guns.
Right.
People can like shoot you like from a huge distance, and like an animal, if you see it and it's some distance away, chances are you're to get over quickly. But a guy with a gun, he's just gonna shoot you shoot you from not a mile away, but like as far away as you could see him, he could kill you.
Right. With the, with the push of a trigger
Yeah.
or the pull. Yeah, indeed. Then they say
We
that
can link the gun to like another show, but not this one. Of course, we don't think we're gonna get political, but
I agree.
the
I
point
think a lot
is,
of
it's not it's not something that you can. There are a lot of deadly things out there that can kill you, no matter where you are
indeed.
in the world.
Indeed. And that's a misconception. They say that almost every creature in Australia can kill you. No, what about koala bears? We have koala bears in Australia. We have kangaroos. We have many types of reptiles and amphibians that aren't venomous, poisonous, or deadly to us there. But no, that doesn't get brought up. We just get brought up these other things. It's just about as deadly as Florida. Florida, you'll have cottonmouth snakes, copperheads, a variety of rattlesnakes, as well as species that have been introduced that shouldn't be there, such as the Burmese python, which isn't really that deadly to a human, but it is a large snake and can be scary to many, as well as, of course, alligators and some crocodiles. So anyway, and then you can go to Africa and you got crazy stuff. So Australia, you're not that bad, and I really want to still go there and go wild. Okay, let's catch up with Pro here. He did post this
that's
stuff.
a remarkable difference between going to Australia and going to Africa. If I'm going to Africa, I'm not just going to have a hazardous environment suit. I'm going to have a tank too, a very large tank.
Yeah, good luck. I'm letting the people letting the African governments letting them
There you go.
with them letting you bring your tank into the country.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean tank. I meant alien monolith that can just
Just fly in.
wipe the entire continent clean. Eventually.
And that nicely links with what Gargamel said at the start, is comparing, for instance, Africa. Africa's huge, so you got all these various countries, but a lot of them are pretty unstable. Whereas Australia, you go, the government there, society is pretty stable right now. It's pretty safe as far as that goes. Safe in terms of first world countries and not having guns in the Wild West like people tend to see America as. So from that perspective, once again, Australia is safer than some of these countries in Africa. So there we go. Shout out to Scary Stuff. All right, EDF intensifies. Kaburas, Procrastinatron, has spoken. He says, My choice of worst Godzillaverse monster goes to Mecha Godzilla City from Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla City from Godzilla. City on the Edge of Battle, the second anime movie. I hate the direction they took with Mecha Godzilla. Really, your most hated one is Mecha Godzilla? I ask this to Pro because I know he's a fan of Mecha Godzilla. So apparently this one pushed the wrong button. I despise what they did, he says. My problem is that Mecha Godzilla doesn't show up to fight Godzilla despite being heavily advertised. Oh, I hate that. Yep. As it's Mecha Godzilla from in promotional stuff. Okay, it just turns into a city, and literally into a city, and stays like that throughout the movie. Okay, I would have been cool if the entire city would transform into a massive Mecha Godzilla to fight Godzilla, but nope, it just stays as a damn city. And has so many cool abilities that was mentioned in writing.
I got to ask, because I'm a Transformers fan, and a city transforming into a Godzilla-like creature. Is it just me to think of Triptychon?
He adds, honestly, all three of the anime movies can burn in hell, even worse than Godzilla 1998. In his opinion.
1998 introduced me to Godzilla, so I kind of don't want to blame it. I mean, it wasn't a good Godzilla movie, but it was an interesting monster movie.
I can feel the hatred from Pro, though. I can totally, what's the word? Empathize on it. Okay, so it made me think of this, because he made a good point. I mean, especially if you're a kid, a young fan, and you're expecting to see this, and then it turns into a city and just lays there. Have you guys seen the movie Big with Tom Hanks? Who has seen the movie Big, where Tom Hanks is switched into a young boy's body because of this thing at the circus? So he experiences being an adult. Yeah, he's a kid, and his soul, basically, he himself is transferred into an adult body. So he has to live as an adult for some days.
That's not the impression I got of it. I saw the film. He doesn't transfer into an adult body. It is that he grows up overnight when he falls asleep because of his wish.
Yes, right. He doesn't get transferred. Yep. He actually changes physically into an adult. Okay, so in that movie, what made me think of what Pro is saying with Mecha Godzilla, awesome Mecha Godzilla advertised, so powerful and different abilities, and then turned into a city. There's a perfect scene. Oh, who caught that? That was Dande. Beautiful, Dande. You know what I'm talking about. In that movie, he works in a toy industry, a toy company. And they're inventing various toys. And he himself is inside a child, so he knows what's attractive to kids, right? And one of the guys comes up with a transformer. And what this transformer does is its transformation from robot form goes into a tower, a building. And Tom Hanks says, how is this fun? It turns into a building and stands there. So what is the point of it? How is this fun? How is this attractive to children? How will this sell? And it's like exactly what Pro said. You got this great idea, and then it turns into something that's stationary and doesn't do anything. It could be a cool idea, but it's not Mega Godzilla, right?
I mean, Perceptor turned into a microscope. So, it's
right.
not...
But then there's other purposes, right? If Mechagodzilla turned into a city and this city has different abilities, that would be cool, but it'd be cooler if we were to expect that we know Mechagodzilla does that, but we never saw that before, so they should have used a different, maybe, monster or kaiju that does that, and then expand the lore on that. But why Mechagodzilla?
I don't think there's any kaijus that, willingly turn into buildings.
Right. So it would have to be something new. And so Pro says, and look, Phonics posted a video that's a fan-made animation of Mechagodzilla fighting against Godzilla Earth. The damn studio couldn't do it, but a fan could. Yep. Very good point, Pro. I hope it made sense, that comparison between big and that. I think that's very relevant. And yeah, I guess you got that, Donde, since you posted the GIF of that scene in the movie. Before I even mention that. All right, turning young kids into Ted Mosbys. Yeah, if fan-made movies or things can do it. Yeah. That's just a disaster. I can understand the feeling. I didn't even know a movie like that existed, and such a thing existed. Okay.
So the subject is the subject is kaiju monsters in the Godzilla movie universe, or just kaiju monsters in general?
It was originally, we titled it in Godzilla verse, but if you have a kaiju outside of the verse, then we'll go with it. We'll just kind of stick with kaiju.
I have one that's outside the verse. I don't have one that's in the monster verse in particular, because I can't remember them all. But there is one kaiju that I think is kind of just ridiculous.
Okay. All right. Before we move on, do you guys have any questions, comments on Pro's monster or C's? No questions, comments? Okay. Would you like to go next, Gargamel?
Okay, the most ridiculous kaiju I can think of that I don't really like it that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first boss of the Zombies Ate My Babysitter Was a Neighbor's video game, where it's a giant baby.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a giant baby that'll attack you with its water bottle.
All right, that's it. I'm looking it up. Zombies ate my what? Neighbors?
My neighbors.
Okay.
I think it is.
And that's a baby kaiju.
It's a video game.
Or a giant. Would you consider it a
it was
kaiju?
originally on this. I think it was the SNES version.
Oh. So that's... It reminds me of Honey, I Blew Up the Kids.
Yeah, it does kind of remind me of that.
I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, Shrunk the Kids, they got smaller, but Honey, I Blew Up the Kids is where he makes the baby a giant.
Yeah.
Another cool
I mean, blew
80s
up
reference.
doesn't exactly send the image of I made something large. It's more along the lines of boom.
You see, you guys of the newer generation, what movies you guys missed out on. Of course, you get to watch them all. That's the great part of being your generation, but you didn't grow up with those movies being hot. Or maybe you did, especially in the various countries. Those movies are played back a lot. Okay, so that's the baby that Gargamel was talking about. I just posted an image of that. Would it... Okay, so question here. Would you guys consider it a kaiju? Gargamel, do you remember what special abilities this baby has? Is it just a big baby that attacks you, or does it have anything special?
It's a big baby that attacks you with its water bottle and shoots milk bubbles at you. Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not trying to be a baby hater, but I would despise such a large creature killing things. That would be scary. And then those gums coming at you. No teeth, just gums. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
They would squish you, but not quite kill you fast enough. You would suffer in the saliva.
Yeah.
Claustrophobia.
That's oh god, this is terrible. No, please
Yes. I'd say worse than the spiders.
don't. I mean, there's one thing I fear more than spiders, and that will be babies, because I don't know. It's a threat you just can't throw out of the window and expect it to be over. That's a baby. Just know what I'm supposed to do with this creature.
And not just a baby, but a completely malevolent baby.
Yes,
You can't
even
reason
worse.
with
I
it.
mean, you can't just lock it up somewhere. You can just. It's a living creature.
I wonder what the...
As you might have noticed, I have issues with human beings. It's not easy.
Yes. I wonder if... What the closest thing in the SCP universe is to a giant baby. There must be something out there in the thousands of archives. Okay, so on the topic of kaiju is... I did do a video on what is a kaiju and specifically focusing on King Kong. And the kind of a conclusion, a silent conclusion we came to, because I was reading all the comments under that video, is
Giant
that
monster.
a kaiju would be considered a giant monster or giant monster with special ability, but not necessarily giant animal or giant of some form that we have classified. So, for instance, King Kong could be considered a giant, bit smarter than average gorilla, especially the
Well, he's
U.S.
still a bit
version, the original version.
than the typical original gorilla. He looks a little bit more like a Bigfoot because he's more bipedal. He
That's
walks
true.
upright a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Right. So again, King Kong is really a tricky case. But when you come to these creatures that are just giant versions of themselves, a lot of people kind of agree that that's not really a kaiju. A kaiju has to be something that's unrecognizable to us, like truly a monster, and some pointed out with some special ability. What I mentioned with the other version of King Kong, there's a version of King Kong that I believe Toho did, right? That was in Godzilla versus King Kong. And that's the Japanese version of the U.S. King Kong, that's the original. But that King Kong is a little different too, because he uses kind of lightning for his advantage. So see, he has that little extra touch of ability, whereas the U.S. King Kong doesn't. He's just a giant primate type animal. But the Toho, the Japanese one, had that special ability, which more easily categorizes it as a kaiju. So anyway, on that topic, whether this baby is a kaiju or not, I think it's relevant enough. So any thoughts on that, on the giant baby killer? And I'm not talking about a man that kills many babies. I'm talking about a giant baby killer, a giant baby that kills. Har har.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I think kaiju just simply translated mean giant monster, but
Correct.
I don't know. I shouldn't be the one to clever myself on these things. I'm horribly unintelligent.
No, that's correct. And what monster does
You don't
mean...
have to make sure that I know that I'm correct upon that. Thank you.
Well,
We could go to Google Translate, type in the word kaiju, and then see what and go from Japanese to English and see what comes up.
Right, which is, I believe, what C said, which is a giant monster. That's from what I think I remember. Which again makes sense, and we don't have to complicate it. It's just because giant monster means exactly that. It doesn't mean giant animal of some sort or being. It just means giant monster, which is strange being. So, anyway.
Kaiju, giant monster.
All right, folks. So from the 2 or 3 that we have mentioned, take your pick. We'll ask you at the end which one you think is the worst. Hopefully you don't choose your own. So we have the Mechagodzilla that turns into a city, literally.
That's dumb.
Then we have Kumonga, which is a giant spider, kaiju spider.
Yes, fucking spider.
Then we have a giant baby. All right, guys. So contemplate these. Which one you
giant
are?
Baby from Zombie.
I suddenly realized something we all forgot because
game.
I remember someone mentioned this earlier. But go on, because I think I know the answer.
Okay, I don't think there is one. Darth, what was he referring to? It's Godzilla's job. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what Darth Phonics was referring to there. Okay, let's continue. Just on that strange beast, Arthur. Right, strange beast, which is, well, monster, right? The baby Mechagodzilla, it's so dumb. Dio says... What is the question? I guess the question that I brought out last pro is, so far the 3 that we've covered, think about which one is the most, well, maybe second most.
I have an answer
disliked.
because someone mentioned, God, what was the name again? Mine something? Minya? I think it was something
Manila.
like that.
the baby Godzilla?
Yes, because I think that fits perfectly within.
Indeed. Yeah, we got the giant baby thing. It's certainly silly. Dio hates it. Dio, do you want to go next, by the way? You're welcome to. Let me find a picture of Manila.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to find the one that is being from his first era, the era that was catered to children.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was bad because I don't know. I don't never watched it, but I hear that people disliked Minion because it spoke. It talked.
Gotcha, bro. Dio, did you want to go today or no? It sounded like you were saying no, possibly.
I mean, look at that. It's a giant potato.
think
It's like a giant rodent. I mean, give me the thousands of Raptors copies from the 89 9 no. The one with the one with Scylla, the one with the lots of babies, the small one.
Yes.
I would take a lot of those over that one because that one is, oh god, it looks terrifying.
Manila is a great candidate
There you go.
for
That
silliest
number,
monsters.
I English numbers and just my brain is collapsing.
All right, let's give a moment for Holy Dio. Holy Dio in voice or text? Go ahead, Dio. Tell us.
I'm gonna talk about Gabara from from one of the Godzilla movies. Why do I hate him? Because he failed killing Minilla. He fought against Minilla. I think he tried to kill him, but he failed. He couldn't. He just failed killing Manila. And he's just so weak. He has one ability, but electricity.
Mm-hmm.
He used it on Manila, but not big effects. He just got beaten up by Godzilla himself. He's just so weak. Wait, let me send a picture.
Is this the one?
Oh yeah, you already got one. Yeah. Look at him, he's just so ugly. And he couldn't even kill Manila.
Right.
And he's just so slow. I really don't like.
Yeah, I
That's
think.
why it was only in one movie.
Okay, so it was one. Okay. Here's another picture. Oh, he already got that. Shame on me. Yeah, you make a good point because already he's hard to like by looking at him. He's pretty original. Like, he has this cat features and reptilian and then the unicorn horn. But then on the fact that he can't beat Manila, yeah,
Well,
it's a disgrace.
he attacked him, but he couldn't even really hurt him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He failed.
I didn't know he appeared. I forgot that he appeared in the movie with Manila. Interesting.
Only once, only in that movie. Never again. Because so many people hate him.
Do they? So is there a big like fan or non-fan base for Gabera? A lot of people that dislike him?
I think many people dislike.
Oh, okay. Any kaiju or any Godzilla fans here? Do you guys have an opinion of Gabera? How do you feel about him? How do you feel about him, Pro? I know you're kind of getting deeper into the universe now. So, yeah, maybe irrelevant, especially so far. We'll see how you feel about it after you go through your adventure. Any other thoughts?
I bet Phoenix likes him because he tried to kill Manila. Or you hate him.
Well, there's John. John's one of our biggest Godzilla fans here, and he's not here right now. I wonder how he feels about Gabera. Here is, okay, so in Gabera's case, here is an image to make him look cooler. Here's some concept art of a cooler looking Gabera. What do you think of that, Dio?
It looks better, but it doesn't look,
Well,
look cool.
I liked the first one, where his arms
Mhm.
are like hanging down.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones are meh.
I mean, take a look at this clip. This clip is some of the best from Godzilla's era.
Questionably the best. It's definitely part of Godzilla culture. A big part of it. Here is some more info on Gabera. What are the special abilities of Gabera, Dio?
His abilities?
Yes. Does he have any special abilities? I think you said lightning or
Well,
something.
he can only use. Well, he grabbed Manila's head and used electricity to shock him. But that was the only thing to do, I think.
I
Use
see.
electricity. But nothing more, I think. Only that.
Ooh, that one Dundee posted is kind of cool too. A kind of creepier version.
Hey,
Skinless
let me
cat.
see.
It's right above the last post I put.
That looks just weird.
Enemies.
Kinda.
Did any of you guys see the clip that I posted?
I didn't play it. I'll play it a little bit. See, I kind of from the thumbnail I figure what it shows. But yes, a lot of those ridiculous moments.
There is one ridiculous moment I have to bring attention to, and that is why I made that specific timestamp.
Oh yes, I'm playing that now. It's Godzilla flying backwards. He had to go, it was his time. He was done. He did his part. There's that one, there's
It's
the
based
goofy
on the-
dance. There's the double leg kick.
I mean, the drop kick, the legendary drop kick.
Yeah. The Arnold kick. Alrighty. Thank you, Dio. I don't know how I feel about Gabera. I like all these different versions. I like that he looks original and different. The
It
fact
looks
that
like Godzilla, but modified. I mean, just blue Godzilla.
right, yep, one of
Just
those.
me?
You can see where the actor's face is that is acting Gabera. It's in the neck. That's why the neck's all swollen. I made a point of that in the video I did with all the Godzillas. So that's right. It is very similar in anatomy. But yeah, then the fact that Manila, yeah, he couldn't beat up Manila. There's Godzilla throwing him. All right. Any other comments, questions? Words of hatred? All right.
He's ugly.
He's ugly.
Emotion is too strong a word to use for a creature that does not deserve it.
It reminds me, Griffin Phoenix, she always posts this repulsive look of a cat, and her emojis are these cat pics, and the face is shrinking. You guys know what I'm talking about. And how Dio says how ugly that Gabera says. It just makes me think of that cat emoji that Griffo always posts, because of the feline features on the face. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. All right, let's continue. Who's next? We still have JMPF, we have Darth Phonics, we have Dande. By the way...
Can I choose someone?
Yes, hold on. Let me shout out Dande's event. I did make a video. Dande has an event, guys, that is in progress. The event is a challenge. Every month, Dande's going to be running a challenge. It's a sort of art challenge, but any type of art. It can be written, it can be drawn, sculpted, photography, whatever. And you just have to fulfill that challenge. This month's challenge that Dande is running is a monster with the theme of eye or eyeballs or eyes. So some kind of monster that is an eye or has eyes, something largely to play on the theme of eyes or eye. At the end of the month, we're going to take a look and review and just chat about and voice chat, hopefully, about these different submissions. And it's just a challenge, so it's just for you to practice your art skills and have fun. So, yeah, shout out to that. So the next one, and we'll either cover those probably on a Pro Fridays with Pro, or at the start of a Monstercast, something like that, to make sure they get the attention. Okay. All right, Dio, choose the next victim.
Well, I'm gonna choose JMPF.
JMPF, Dio, Holy Dio, chose you. All right, here we go with JMPF. Nice. I remember these. I forgot which movie. So they are Shakuras. And he's typing more. I think they were in the movie with Godzilla Jr., if I'm not mistaken. They're basically giant beetles, or as JMPF put it, actually mutated crabs. That's it. So if you're ever whining about your crabs out there, take a look at these crabs.
I mean, I like crabs. Crabs are adorable in their own armored way. I mean, until you bring a hammer to them.
And it depends what kind of crabs we're talking about.
Oh, crap.
Any thoughts about it? Have you seen these, Gargamel? It's a different movie. Okay.
Hold on. I took me a while. I'll take a look at them. They're in the voice text chat, Kevin. I can take a look at them.
Okay. Dande says, well, I guess Abira looks a bit better. Let's see Abira. Where's Abira? Why am I getting other things? Ah, yes, Abira. Right, Abira is the giant lobster, basically. Abira's cool. Yeah, these guys are smaller. Not as interesting. They were so they were vampires. So they're like giant kind of crabs. More boring than crabs. They don't even have the pincers that suck blood. Of course, vampire mutated crabs. Sounds like something from the Elder Scrolls. Do they grow?
The Elder Scrolls or Lovecraftian horror? I just saw a picture of them. They look pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
That picture, that they do not look pleasant.
Yeah, let me find some more images. I wonder which movie that was. There's quite a few monsters in the Godzilla verse that are not kaijus too. There are a few. Oh, okay. Yeah, look at their whole body form, guys. Yeah, these guys are kind of scary. They're a little bit more sluggish looking. Look at that. Ew. Yes. We need a Hulk to smash that. Just smash the crap out of it. There I go, getting on the bandwagon.
Or we could get a flame
thrower
to like burn it.
It doesn't look that bad. It's just a giant crab.
That sucks your blood.
No, actually, the worst part of it are those front big centipede-like jaws.
Mosquitoes, and I want to kill both mosquitoes.
Okay, yeah. JMPF says that's the worst part. They never grow. Yeah, this is already their giant form. Because imagine something as big as a crab could be as big as your finger, right? So this is already kaiju size compared to that. But yeah, they don't get any bigger. So they're like human-sized, a little smaller. And I don't even know how they capture these people, like in that image that you posted, JMPF, because they look slow. And I think like many of them crawl out, right?
I mean, it could be like a horseshoe crab, then just more centipede underneath, just so they can move very fast.
Burn them burn them all.
To me, it just looks like a slow centipede. Centipedes already can freak me out, I'll admit it. But that's also part of it is the speed. This one is like a slow centipede, so not so bad. There's there's
Well, if
actually
they're
a harpoon.
really slow, that makes them easier to deal with.
Right. I'm questioning what's the deal with the end of their tail. Does it shoot anything? Is there any acid that it shoots from that tail? Any smell? The harpoon. Just me fixed to Godzilla like a parasite. I see. So it's kind of like
Maybe
a leech. Like giant leeches. Board boat. Killed everyone on board. Wow. No acid. All right. There we go. This is almost like an
Maybe
episode of Silliest Monsters. Go ahead, Dio.
Those things do not look that silly. They look kind of scary.
I think that's a portion of a lot of the hatred we have to these monsters I'm seeing here. It's either fear-based or it is boredom-based. And this is just another one of those boring ones.
I mean, it's a monster. It's supposed to either scare us or just not scare us at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it scares you, it's a good monster. But if it scares you simply for the fact that you hate its form, it's not a good enough monster. You just want to kill it.
Mm-hmm. Donde added that it died from a hatchet to the back. All right, a hatchet to the back. All right. Any questions, comments on that one? Replies?
I mean,
Gripes?
I could go for some lobster right now, just with some
Kill them.
citrus and some bread and butter and a lot of salt.
Indeed.
Yes.
I say more than just kill them. Let's fry them up. Let's make use of the corpse.
Let's have a barbecue with lots of
It's healthy.
spices and...
I think I'm gonna shout it out now. I think a future episode of Monstercast we need to do about monsters we would think would be tasty.
Tasty monsters.
Tasty monsters.
Oof.
Shout out.
Yeah, that might be problematic.
I
But
mean,
Giant
Yeah.
crustaceans.
Yeah, I gotta go now. I do have one suggestion though for a future monster cast.
Okay.
I think we should eventually do one on video game monsters.
yeah, fair enough.
Okay. They get brought up, but sure. We can do
Yeah.
that. We
I'll
can.
see you guys later.
Hey Gargamel, before you go,
Goodbye.
Have a good time.
Gargamel.
What?
Next Monstercast we're not gonna have one, so just a heads up because I'm not gonna be at home.
Okay, so Saturday, this coming Saturday, you won't be doing a monster cast, so I'll be aware of that.
Correct. Okay. Cool. Have a good one, man.
I will. Bye.
See ya.
Oh, but wait. Make sure you post somewhere what the next monster cast subject will be on when it becomes available.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean... I
Bye.
don't-
See ya.
Hey, guys.
All right. That's one out.
I mean, I could totally go for some crustacean. Crustaceans actually are rather tasty when they are made right.
They are.
It doesn't have to be necessarily a long process of cooking and preparation. It just you should get the shell off and just make it nice, preferably
Indeed.
cooked well.
They already have the natural salty taste to it. You don't even have to salt them much.
Not necessarily. Salt always helps. I mean, salt is nice, but
Indeed. It is a big part of culinary arts.
Yes.
And that's a good point. Crustacean. I think humanity should go more on a crustacean diet and bug diet, as I talked about in one of our caverns. Bugs. Because these are creatures that are invertebrates. They're even less connected to us, so less issues with the vegans and such. But they also breed in very large numbers. You can breed crustaceans, and they produce a large amount of offspring. I think that's the savior to humanity. Okay. And we need to make giant mutated crabs. No, we don't. We don't need to make them. They need to make them. Nature needs to make them. Come on, nature. You're supposed to be scary. I'm thinking of cooking a bira. Yeah, a bira would be something. Imagine a whole island feasting on a bira. Just a huge bonfire. I'd love some prawns dipped in lemon butter sauce. How about those prawns from District 9? Oh man, that's like cannibalism level. What an interesting topic too for that movie. If they ever do a District 9 Part 2, they should have like a group of humans like feasting on them and saying that it's not cannibalism or wrong because we eat these things, and that being like a little tribal group like there is one already in the movie. All right. Enough about that. It's a great movie.
District
Though.
9 was a good movie.
I'm hungry for crustacean.
It was. Total shout out to District 9 in South Africa.
Would love a sequel of the movie. I liked it.
But yeah, I think there will be. There will have to be because they never finished it, right? He left and yeah.
Yeah, you see you see the guy turning into one of these insectoid creatures.
Yeah, the main guy. That would be cool as long as they don't screw it up. If they screw it up, I prefer no sequel because then this one stays fresh. Once you make a sequel, even if it's a crappy sequel, it kind of stagnates the original movie just a little bit more. And, we don't need that. JMPF says again that grasshoppers are very good. JMPF, whereas I agree that we should be eating grasshoppers, I do not think they're very good. I'm sorry. My experience eating a grasshopper wasn't that great. I was expecting better. But I think there are
eating grasshoppers.
juicier things. It was too chitinous. Also, it wasn't hot sauce. See, I could see that.
I actually want to try eating insects at some point, or I just want to try if it tastes.
Yeah.
Or how it tastes.
If they are prepared and seasoned, it's nothing crazy. I mean, if you eat it alive, that's much different. But if you fry them, if you season them a little bit, like Pro said, you got to deep fry it. You got to deep fry pretty much everything. Everything in like Vietnam and those countries is deep fried if they're eating animals because they kill all the germs, everything, and everything is edible that way. Second District 9 show Star Pro. Awesome. Thank you, Donde, for the spoiler. Pro says it doesn't need a sequel. If it's good, it does. If, again, that you could say that about any movie, but I think it's fine with that one as well, Pro. What's up, Dio?
So who is left?
Okay, so
did everyone chat?
I think
Or did we?
Dande is left.
I think Dande didn't chat yet.
And Darth Phonics. Darth
Yeah,
Phonics or
Dande
Dande? Who wants to go first? If you want to go first, say I. Me. Okay. Darth Phonics, you win. I'm choosing rock. Alright, Darth Phonics, I'll read on your behalf and trying to find images if you don't. That spider Gargamel brought up, that's a very interesting thing. Because a spider's anatomy wasn't even designed to be vegetarian. But it's true, it is omnivorous, so I'm definitely going to be reading up on that. It's a beautiful day outside. Manila. Alright, Darth Phonics says
singing.
Manila.
Also blooming on days like this. Kids like you. No, man.
Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like this, kids like you should be burning in hell. I hated it. Alright, so another shout out to Manila as the most hated Godzilla verse monster. Oh goodness, that was such the whole moment of that movie was for family. It was about Godzilla being a good father, questionably
Look
father.
at that face. Look at that face. Just It
and
is
sun.
begging me to punch it.
It has a
punch
very
it.
punchable face.
Probably the size of a house, but if I had a truck, I would definitely hit it.
Just ram it back and forth. Oh,
No,
goodness.
that was not what I meant.
Looks like a walking potato.
We should just call this episode, what's that word? When you troll someone for a whole episode. What is that called? Those shows. You know, where they choose... Roast, yeah. This is like a whole roast of Manila. Thank you, JMPF. It's turning into a Manila roast. Okay, guys. Say one good thing about Manila.
His movie ended.
Oh,
That's
a roast.
I mean, there was that one time where I think it was Ghidorah that actually roasted him, quite literally.
Dio, anything
I don't
nice?
know if.
Ooh, Pro got a good one. He
Well,
kept Big Godzilla
like-
happy. That's a good point.
Well, he's the son of Godzilla. That's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even Rodan wanted to eat him. Oh, something like
Well,
Adopted.
design-wise, I mean, those Godzillas were starting to get goofy anyway. Design-wise, he still looks like a small Godzilla. I think the most annoying part is just the face. The face needs to do a remake. A remake?
It doesn't look like Godzilla.
Yeah.
Looks
If we
like a walking
changed
potato,
the
man.
head and just kept the body, it would be fine. It would be like, okay, I could see that. I wonder if it was played by a child or if it was played by a dwarf or a little person. That's another tricky thing these days. Is it okay to say dwarf, or are we supposed to say little person? Because to me, sometimes little person sounds worse than dwarf. Midget is definitely a no-no.
Little man.
But yeah, little person. I think dwarf has more pride to it. But then again, that's all
I mean, you've been
fantasy-based.
talking to Chris, haven't you?
How tall is Chris?
I mean, Chris does like his dwarfs.
That's what he gets for not being here.
Yes. And that means I can shit talk dwarves. I'm not going to, because it's only fun when Chris is here.
Let me Google that. JMPF says he thinks a little person played Manila. What do you guys think of this Godzilla Jr.? Has more cat-like features on the face a little bit. Darth Phonics says this is the real son. You see, he looks a little
this
better.
one looks pretty. This one looks cute.
Mm-hmm. Not as annoying.
He looks pretty adorable.
Who acted?
The other one looks just like. He looks retarded, actually.
Yeah, he does.
Sorry for.
He does
Yeah,
look
he really looks retarded.
handicapped. It's true. It was a cute thing, you know. If you got a little kid, if you got like a 3-4-year-old son, daughter, and you're watching the movie, I mean, I could see that working. You know, Godzilla's a great role model of a parent there, teaching him how to shoot his plasma.
He
and
stepped
stuff.
on his tail to make him breathe his atomic breath.
Good stuff. All right, I'm not
I
gonna
mean, that is funny.
look who played him.
That is actually funny.
Actually, IMDb should show that. Damn. Anyway, if somebody could find out who played him. And let me throw out another Godzilla Jr. that looked even better, actually. It was in a newer movie. The newer they got, the better they started looking, of course. This one's a little bit older. This is like a teenager Godzilla. And then we got the young adult Godzilla, too. Is it the right one I'm thinking of? Let me see. Let's see if anybody pulled it up. Gun to the head. Yeah, this one's not bad at all. A little too cutesy still, to be realistic, but take a look at that one. That one's not bad. I like the long claws. I guess there were 3. I remember another. So here is the third junior older, young adult junior right there. He lacked much of the back spines. Oh yeah, and we got the middle one there too, kind of the teenager one. Okay. All right, Donde. Let me catch up with you guys here, what you're saying. YouTube's kind of quiet today. We have Wilderness in Progress saying hi. Hi, Wilderness in Progress. That might be a new watcher to us, or a first commenter. A first comment by the person, so welcome. Hope you enjoy the Monstercast. Okay, let's see. I say it as I see them, people. Let me see. Thank God adopted because it's not Godzilla. Dwarf, I think. Walking potato. It's some random egg Big G found. Right. It's not. Well, are we talking about Manila? I think, Pro. Wasn't it like almost a random egg? Or, well, the movie started, I think, with the mantis monsters attacking it and then Godzilla saving it and then Manila hatching. Yeah, okay. I have no idea. I say, see, have you seen the new Godzilla movie?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Did you cry?
No.
Okay. Did your heart race?
I loved it. It was simple love.
Excellent. Phonics when he sees. Okay. Seems like Chris is like. Okay. Pro says seems like Chris is like my mom. Both have an obsession with small people. My mom recently started watching Small Family Big Life and whatever the hell it's called. My mom thinks midgets and dwarfs are cute. You know, Pro. I don't look at it like I see it as fascinating. I think any minority in our society, like very minority, though that's like a major minority, right? In our society, I think it's fascinating. There's a TV show my lady and I watched. She watched more of that she found with like dwarfs, and it's mainly around these dwarf ladies and their like relationships and their lives. And I find it fascinating to watch. I will not give any human or normal soap opera any time of day, but I mean, well, and it's also a reality show, right? But it's just fascinating to see life from different positions like that. I mean, even if they did a show from autistic people, you know, of an autistic group of friends or something, or like a group of friends like you saw in the movie I Am Sam, you know, kind of all they have their handicaps but living together and struggling and getting through life. It is fascinating to me, and I always I feel a little bit for them, and you know, things like that. So I can see that. It's definitely more interesting watching that, I'd say, than just usual people going out and doing stuff. I mean, why the hell would you be watching that in the first place? Why don't you just go out and do it, right? That's my argument against watching sports too, obviously. My Little Kaiju, phonics when someone posts stuff about Manila. Yes, Manila indeed. Okay, Manila is adopted. Pro says, cool, I'd watch it. Yeah, the Manila is very unclear. And again, Godzilla's gender is unclear for the most part too. It has been. And that's been discussed. All right, guys, let's go with the last one, unless somebody has comments. I know you guys already shared. Are you guys ready for the final person to share?
Yeah. Let's go down there.
All right, Donde, you heard it. All right, here he goes. The one I have to share is a kaiju that people probably don't know. It appeared in Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. It's the giant condor that attacks Godzilla. Indeed. its time is brief. It wakes up Godzilla and then it dies when it is hit by Godzilla's fiery breath. Yes, it appears for less than 5 minutes and then dies, all in the same film. Even so far as to get a toy made of itself. That's funny. Yep, I believe I did feature this one in my All Kaijus video. If you guys can't get enough of Kaijus and you haven't seen the video, I did do a video mentioning all Kaijus. All of them except for Kaijus from Ultraman. Because once you get into Ultraman and Power Rangers, there's a whole nother scope of Kaijus. Or giant monsters. So in my video, it's all of the Godzilla-verse ones and beyond, but not of any other major series. Okay, so this Condor. Just one blast. Yeah, it's just like an extra edition. Like I said, a lot of these movies have extra monsters in them, just kind of as extra entertainment. But it does look, like Dio said, it does look a little bit retarded. If you look at the head of it. Any thoughts, guys? Is it a Rodan wannabe? I'm surprised today that nobody brought up the claw. But we do bring up the claw often in Silliest Monsters.
Oh.
I'll show you a picture. Although it's not from the Godzilla universe, so maybe that's why. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So I guess I'll shout it out. I'll just do a little bit of extras here. Behold the condor with no name other than Condor. Yep, it's just a giant condor. Here is the claw that I speak of. One of the ugliest, funniest looking monsters in movie history. But again, it's not of the Godzilla verse. Okay, question for you guys. This condor from Godzilla, would you consider it a true kaiju or a giant animal? Let's hear it.
It doesn't exactly look like a giant animal. It looks like a giant rubber chicken.
Okay. Nice. Good job, Dio. Okay. What do you guys think? That's a hard one. Like, also, I think in the same movie, we have the giant octopus. Is that a kaiju or not? I think I included in my kaiju video, but I think it might not be, because it's actually a real octopus being used in the movie in front of green screen. So it is literally just a giant octopus, right? So that's a giant animal. So I think not necessarily a kaiju, as it is recognizable. It's not a strange creature to us necessarily, other than being giant. Right, but Kraken is still like a species of its own, right? But the one in the movie is actually a regular octopus that they used for the movie and made it look giant, and then they ate it after. So it didn't go to waste, at least. Unfortunately, they did eat it. What do you think, C? Black scorpion, a creature that is fairly dangerous, is given a rather goofy face. Agreed. Good one, Dande. All right, guys, feel free to share your thoughts anytime now and interrupt me. I'll just be kind of wrapping this up with maybe a couple more shout-outs of monsters. Raincrawler says, hello. How Godzilla reproduce? Is he, she, or asexual? Raincrawler, I think when I did the video all about Godzilla, I was kind of leaning toward the side of asexual. Especially if he or she evolves and adapts rather fast, then I would see nature creating that as an asexual being. If not, then I'd lean probably more towards female, just for survival reasons. But of course, it's becoming less, but it's largely a man's world, and so Godzilla's got to be a man due to that argument. I wonder what John would say. I think John was on the side that it's unclear. I know Mimi said there's like proof. I'd have to see what she's talking about, and it depends on the movie. But yeah. And really, it's irrelevant overall, but it is interesting as far as the reproduction. I think Zilla is confirmed to be asexual. Right. Zilla maybe. Sure. And once again, it would make sense. And Zilla did reproduce. We did see that, so we know it did reproduce. What else? Since you shouted out the condor, Dande, I have to shout out one creature. Another one of those creatures. Ah, crap. Where am I? Okay. Another kaiju. I think it's a kaiju. Let me see. It's the... Okay. There we go. Is this it? No. Just a sec, guys. It's in one of the... Is it in the Godzilla movie? Oh, crap. It might actually... It's not in the Godzilla movie, though. So it doesn't fit. But it is in a Japanese movie of this sort. I forgot what these movies are called. If somebody can remind me of the style that these movies are called, basically movies with special effects. There's a Japanese word for those kind of movies. Here's what I'm talking about. It's a griffin. Griffin kaiju. Griffin type kaiju. Or more winged lion. And I don't know if it's hated. It's a little goofy about what it looked like in the movie. It was a low budget movie, but I just want to give it a shout out. All right, so we're coming to a close. Let me ask you guys, other than your choice, what is the most hated monster somebody brought up today, in your opinion? Other than yours, to keep it interesting. See, since you want to head off soon and you're probably getting more and more tired, what do you think?
Well, I think actually that Minilla, Godzilla's baby, son, creature, the tiny thing that just followed him. Yes, that
Gotcha.
one. Yes,
Yeah, I think that's a big vote.
I don't like that.
Dante also says, probably Manila. There's something wrong with that little guy. Baby, because it's not Godzilla. Pro says the same thing, because it's not Godzilla related. Oh, the baby that Gargamel said. Yep. Because it's not Godzilla related. Griffin, is that you? There is a movie about giant slugs. It is decent, and they're... Huh, giant slugs. Just fun. There should be a real, like, not a high budget, but like a well done movie about giant slugs, and just what do we do with them? Do we kill them? Do we start eating?
I mean, I have an idea, but it's going to be really stupid, and we're going to involve all the League of Legends players. We're going to take all the salt they produce and pour onto them. There'll be enough salt, don't worry.
Hey, it wasn't any more stupid than my idea I just shared. Okay, so everybody's saying the baby. I'm gonna say, just because it feels like it would be a huge disappointment, the one that Pro said, Mechagodzilla turning into a city. I can feel that. That has a bit more to it than just being a ugly or silly design. Yeah, I think the Manila's the winner here. So Manila roast. Manila is also a city in Philippines, but that's Manila. So most hated or disliked. For me, guys, I don't know. That's a hard one. I'm taking the easy way out, I guess. But I did give a few shout outs. They are noisy. Burning Hill. Turning into a city isn't what's bad. It's the fact that he stays a city. Right. Yeah, that's even worse. At least if he changed back, he would probably like kill a bunch of people and it'd be a huge catastrophe in the process. Once people are used to, I don't know, but not good. Reminds me of a better movie, which is Dark City. Totally unrelated, but whatever. Okay, you guys always like you're better than me. All right, guys. So next Monstercast, I'm not going to be available to stream it. We can still join, whatever. I can even maybe get on voice. It's just not going to be streamed. Let me check our YouTube chat. Okay. So, should we decide? Well, I guess we'll decide on a topic anyway for the one afterward. I think Gargamel suggested a topic. He suggested video game monsters. So here's our vote. Let's get that out of the way. Video game monsters. Mine was tasty monsters.
Didn't we have that before? Video game monsters.
Did we?
Didn't we have that before?
I do not remember.
I know we've had so many monsters that we mentioned from video games. I think we should make it more focused, like some kind of specific video game.
Like normal video game monsters is like kind of standard. To be honest.
Right. There's so many. How about like most original video game monsters? Like the most unique that game designed, and you know that game because of that monster, right? Something very, very original.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
So something like that. Most original. We'll figure that out. What else do we have? Okay, like really favorite video game monster. We can do that. Metroid. Okay, I guess I'll put my suggestion in since nobody else is adding to it. So, tasty monsters, meaning monsters you would consider eating and you think if they were real, we could resort to feeding on them and it wouldn't be like a bad idea. I think that could be interesting since we've done too many episodes lately of like favorite or worst monster. That's getting too repetitive. I want to go something like deeper if you have some idea. Like we used to talk about like armor, and different abilities, and then we look for monsters. Okay, so far we have 2 going once. Least like werewolves. Okay, there's a werewolf one. We can do that. Least liked werewolves. Okay, so we have 3 to choose from. We should always have at least 3. Is that good, guys? All right, then we'll throw them out there unless... Okay, so here they are. Most original video game monsters. I'll change that title. Kind of unique, best unique kind of video game monsters. Tasty monsters, or least liked werewolves. Alrighty, let's start our votes, guys. Why poor Dio? Did I miss something from Dio?
Well, I should say tasty monsters, but that's because I'm very hungry.
We have had votes for Resident Evil. I guess we can add that too, or monsters of Resident Evil, but that's always hard if it's too specific. But we can see. If you guys want to do Resident Evil monsters or something, you can vote that too. Tasty Monster says pro. Tasty, most original. Dio, tasty, give up C. And Phonics, what do you vote? And Dande, what do you vote? Original.
Oh, guys, I gotta go. You stay toasty.
Yeah, thank you, C, for staying with us as long as you did.
C.
I'll see you in a couple weeks. All right. Original movie, later C. Okay, JMPF already voted. So Darth Phonics, most original. Okay, so looks like we might have a tie. Might have a tie land. Tasty, we got 1, 2, 3. And original, we got 1, 2.
Yeah, I think tasty wins.
3. We got 3 and 3. It's because I didn't vote.
Aren't you for tasty too?
Am I?
Okay.
Am I?
Then it's a tie.
We need to call somebody here to break the vote.
Wait.
Oh.
We can do something.
Okay.
Wait. Let's a bot choose.
Flip a coin.
What about TH coin?
Okay, so
What about?
are you gonna flip it, Dio? Wait. Griffin Phoenix is in the chat. Griffin Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Griffo. Oh, Raincrawler voted tasty, so that's 4 for tasty. I like.
Wait, when? Oh, in the chat.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
YouTube chat.
damn.
And Griffin Phoenix, I like the video game topic, but Tasty Monsters would leave way funnier conversations here. Okay, so that's another vote for Tasty. Thank you, Phoenix and Raincrawler, for breaking the tie. All right, guys, so next topic will be Tasty Monsters. Should be interesting. Griffo to the rescue, and Raincrawler. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Unfortunately...
Wait, I need to do something first.
Our little after party today, we're going to have a short after party today. We're going to be reviewing the memes of JMPF. We need to do that with John, too, so we can see if JMPF will get another rank in our monsterhood here. I will do that through voice since I'm already here. And don't forget, everybody out there, Donde's event, the challenge, Monster Challenge. It's due at the end of the month. Contact me or Donde for more information, but not Dando. Dando is bad news. Dio, are we still waiting for something? Yay, Griffo says. Donde. Rain, crawler. Dio? I think Dio's making something.
Wait, no, what? I'm still. I'm not doing anything.
Oh, okay, so we are good to finish. Yes? All right, guys.
Yep.
Thank you for joining this awesome Monstercast of most disliked Kaijus or Godzillaverse monsters. We had a lot of hatred for Manila. It was a roast of Manila to some degree. But we had other great shares. We had Gamera. We had a version of Mechagodzilla. We had giant kind of crabs, giant spiders, and so on and so forth. Thank you guys for joining. I will see you in 2 weeks. I won't be here, as I said, in the next Monstercast. But the next one that we will do will be Taste Hair Monsters. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Donde. You've been awesome. Thank you, Darth Phonics. You've been awesome as well. Dio, you've been awesome. Awesome to hear your voice.
No problem.
JMPF, you've been awesome too. And Pro, you've been awesome as well. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, everybody. Go ahead and say your final goodbyes. And you guys over in YouTube as well. Raincrawler, Wilderness in Progress, and Phoenix Griffin. Thank you.
Raincrawler, I will find you. Remember my words.
Bye. And with that, I wish you guys a wonderful week. And yes, until next time, I should be uploading another episode of the werewolves. I need to finish that frickin' series up onto World of Monsters channel. Now, let's cue the music. All right, guys, go ahead. Thank you for your goodbyes. And where's the outro song? There it is, finally. See you guys. Stay monstrous, my friends.